If you're looking for tools to help you out when it comes to spray painting, this is a review for you, whether you're a beginner or experienced. I'm gonna be going over the Night Quill actuator cap. This little contraption is like an actuator that fits around the top of the spray paint can that allows you to get more precision when it comes to the pressure and how much you have to press down on a cap when it sprays. So let's get into it. So if you're into spray painting or you're just sort of getting into it, basically you know the skill set you need with your fingers, mainly your index finger on whichever hand you use a lot. You have to build that up to get the pressure sensitivity down so that you can spray and get those details. But this little actuator that Night Quill made basically helps you out with that. So this idea uses physics, the lever and fulcrum idea when it comes to spreading out the distance you need to actually press down. That way you're able to get more of a sort of precision when it comes to how much spray you're sort of spraying out, because you're able to control the amount of pressure even more so than just with your fingers. And this is something that I tried out on my wall. So basically I went to my wall and used this to sort of do some lines, and really you have to get used to it. One of the things that I noticed was that I'm not able to see in front of the can as much as I used to with this contraption on it. That's why I'm sort of turned to the side, trying to see if I can get really close to it, because without the cap I can actually see the paint come out of it and hit the wall. So I did it again and basically just wanted to try to see exactly, you know, how much sort of sensitivity I can get and how much of a thin line I can get, because that's sometimes the main goal, is really getting thin lines so that you can get details. So this is me just easily pressing down, and a lot of times when I have to get really small details out of a can, I'm using this level 1 cap. That's the one I'm using here, but I have to be a little bit more cautious of how much I'm pressing down with my index finger. But this actuator made it really easy just to press down with just as little pressure as possible just to get it going. And one thing that I did want to do is basically do the lines again and then take off the actuator and make the lines without the actuator so I can see them side by side. And the results was basically that they were almost identical. So I'm able to get identical lines with the actuator as I am without the actuator. That is because I'm just used to doing detailed work, and I've been spray painting for a while, so I'm just used to making sure I have good sort of pressure control or finger control. Biggest difference is I didn't have to put as much pressure. So for me, this is something that I can see myself using for really large projects where I'm having to do a ton of detailed work, and the detailed work is something that is sort of mundane, you know, something like hair, whiskers, you know, just hair, grass, whatever, where it's kind of like I'm doing long lines and a ton of it. This will allow my fingers not to get as worn out over the course of a mural gig. I also put on this fat cap just to see what it does, and it got really thin with the fat cap. But when you're using like a fat cap or a ghetto blaster cap to sort of do fills, I think this is really great, because with those caps sometimes you're having to press down for minutes at a time dumping a can, and this right here will allow you to sort of, you know, take that pressure off of your fingertips. That way you're able to spray more for longer. And if you head over to the Night Quill website, I think they're selling 4 for about $30, but I think it's Australian dollars, so I don't know the conversion rate, but it's 4 and then you got to pay for shipping, so just think about that. But I definitely like this for an added tool to the tools that I carry with me on a project, mainly because it is just so small and it is something that I can just have on me at all times and not have to sort of think about, you know, is this going to take up space from another contraption or another thing that I need for a project. So hopefully I put you on to something that you did not know existed, because that is one of the goals I want to do with this channel. Make sure you like and subscribe, because I'm going to be buying more contraptions, trying it out, and sharing my feedback. All right, peace.